Hello, welcome to Tobisonics. Please like, subscribe, follow, you know the drill. It is Tuesday, the 29th of December, 2020. I hope you've all had a happy and healthy Christmas weekend and that you've been keeping your heads down in this difficult time. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at a new plugin, a granular reverb from AudioThing called Texture. According to the website, AudioThing described Texture as a granular reverb that comes complete with pitch shifting, mid-side mode, diffusion, and the ability to be able to mix between wet and dry, grains and reverb. And I quote, "Texture can transform any sound into an ambient soundscape or add that drone vibe to your tracks. And if you hurry, you can pick it up for free directly from the AudioThing's website until December the 31st, 2020. Rather than using a bunch of practice tracks and random loops, we're going to be demoing Texture on the production for my upcoming single, Eye of the Storm. Here we go then with the retro large, and as you can see we've got the texture in bypass, so this is just the raw production as it would be before it goes to the mix engineer. And as you can see by the automation, we've already got quite a bit going on. Let's drop the texture out of bypass and have a listen to what it can do for this synth. I'm loving this. How Bladerunner is that? So right off the bat, you can hear that we're using the +12 pitch shift, getting us that really nice high frequency contrast. Really sounds great. We've got a little bit of diffusion on there too, which is sort of helping it sit back away from the main synth line. We're blending on at about a 40-45 mix, wet dry. That is a very, very cool sound. I'd be tempted to actually run that full wet, just use that as a synth sound. All right, let's move on to a different type of sound. So we tried the melodic synth. Let's try something really short and kind of stabby. So here we have a stack of trumpets. And once again, the texture is in bypass, no mix, no master, just the raw production. And you can hear that we've already got a little bit of delay mixed in there. Once again, let's drop in the texture, see what it can do for these trumpet stabs. Once again, this is very, very cool. I'm liking this. We've gone the other way with the pitch. Instead of going up an octave, we've dropped it an octave. We've got the wet-dry balance 50-50. We've got a little bit more of the grains blended in, but we're still in a pretty similar place as we were with the synth. The difference this time was we're using the mid-side, which means that the granular effect is only coming out on the sides. So it's giving a little bit more room for that initial stab, the kind of dry sound, if you like. Okay, it's got a delay on it, so it's not quite dry, but you know what I mean. It's very, very nice texture. I have to say, this thing is very cool. I like this a lot. Right, let's try the texture out on some percussion. So here we go. We've got this kind of clap, kind of lo-fi kind of loop going on. Let's drop it out of bypass. And as you can see, we've got the mix full wet. Let's see what it's going to do to this percussion. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what you'd use this for. But for the purposes of demoing the plugin, I think it's genuinely really interesting. I love the way you've got that kind of double layer. You've got that real sense of depth on the reverb effect, that kind of crack on the percussion is really nicely sat back. Then we've got also the granular stuff coming out, kind of much more in the foreground. I like how much depth, how much three-dimension there is on that. It's very, very cool. All right, let's throw in some big drums. Just drop it out of bypass, have a listen to what it's going to do. And you can see here, we're going for something a little bit more subtle. We're blending in around 18, 19% on the wet dry. Let's see how that sounds. This is interesting. I don't know whether I'd actually put this into the production or not, but I do like this effect in terms of the context of Eye of the Storm. The whole point of it is thunder and lightning. What I like about this is it's almost like the drums are the thunder, and then the texture is almost like the sound of lightning striking. I don't know if you've ever been really close, if you've actually been in an Eye of the Storm, if you've actually heard it. When lightning is really close, it actually tears through the air and you can hear it happen. It's extraordinary, and it sounds a bit like that. Last up, let's have a listen to the bass line. I really, really love this bass line. It's got so much pace. It drives the production, playing off the 16th beat. It's like a drag racer on amphetamines. All right, let's drop it out of bypass. And in all honesty, when I put the texture on the bass line, I thought, there is no way this is going to work. I like the bass line the way it is. It is dry. It is punchy. In my mind, I'd already finished the demo. But let's see. Is it a total disaster, or have we found something special? Absolutely amazed. I love that kind of shifting texture that we've got happening there, the kind of menace of it. It is nasty. All right, just for the fun of it, let's play all the tracks together, starting with the texture in bypass, and then bring the texture in the order we worked on it, one after another, and see what it all sounds like. straight up you'll notice that once I'd finished doing the build up so that you guys could hear exactly how everything was sounding, I turned down the percussion because, oh my God, was that just all over the track and not working. Honestly, not sure it really belonged in there, but it was kind of cool. It was kind of getting a little bit of texture. If we brought it down by about 10 dB, it was starting to get a little bit more civilized, I think. Kind of a nasty sound, that one. Surprised how well that went together. There is no doubt that for such a simple plugin, you can very quickly and very intuitively dial in a lot of depth, a lot of width, a lot of different texture and contrast with surprising results. This is a very, very interesting toy. I like this a lot. If you caught this episode straight away, remember you can get over to the AudioThing website, pick up the texture for free, go do it. It's a great tool. You're going to love it. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, follow. You know the drill. My new single, Eye of the Storm, is out Wednesday, the 20th of January, 2021. There's a pre-save link in the description, and I'm going to drop one in the comments too. It'd be great if you could take the time, help me out, pre-save it. Let's see if we can get some traction with Spotify. If you're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, thank you so much for watching. If you're on the Mixcloud or on podcast, thank you for listening. Until next Tuesday, good night and good noise. Stay safe and stay healthy.